customers. So, there's a 3-minute limit. Clint is gonna go ahead and time, and at the 30-second mark, with 30 seconds left, he's gonna go ahead and just kind of wave his hand, give you a little bit of time to let you know that you're approaching that end. So, first we have on here Sheryl Puckett. So if you can come up to the podium, you state your name, and then you give your comment.
Sheryl Puckett. I want to thank the board for all the hard work that went into this ordinance, especially Colleen. She put blood, sweat, and tears into this, so thank you. Is there any chance you could pull up 12.1 on your screen? It's the buyback. So my concern is with 12.1, and it is called under the category buyback. So I have an issue with how the ERs will be distributed. And I'd like to read, I'd like you to read it with me if she can pull it up. But it's just one sentence that I'd like to see amended.
12-1.
12.1, the last sentence in it.
Under buybacks.
Should I, being timed, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sentence is, and I'll read it, the district may maintain a waiting list for owners requesting ERs. I believe it should state one person should be able to buy one ER so that there is not, nobody can monopolize the process, meaning somebody come in and say, I'm first on the waiting list and I want to reserve 5 ERs. I believe that sentence leaves it too open-ended. So I'm hoping the board will take the time to go over that one sentence and not leave it open-ended and say, when it comes to buying back, it's just a person can buy back 1 ER. Does everybody understand? I don't want somebody to come in and say, I want 10 ERs, and they're giving them. So I just feel like that sentence is just too open-ended. And my second concern, is with the float homes. Currently, the sewer ordinances says they're 0.7 instead of 1 ER. So we go back 30 years on the float homes, and they're nothing like they are today. Today they're high-end floating houses. Many are year-round residents, have all the amenities that I have living in town, and their values are as high, if not higher, than some of the homes in town. So it comes out, when I did the math, to $7 a month per float home it would generate. So I would like to say this is not my idea. This was at a workshop Gary McDonald attended, and he's the one who voiced this. And so I am just here piggybacking on Gary McDonald. He said it, and I had a aha moment at that moment and thinking, Gary made a really good point. It's not like it was 30 years ago for the float homes.
Right.
So I would just like the board to discuss, contemplate, and think about changing that also, those 2 changes.
It's been 3 minutes now.
Okay, Margaret is signed up to speak. Can I give her 3 minutes and I'll be done really
I'm
quick?
giving her my 3 minutes.
Because those are my only,
Yeah,
That's fine. Okay.
we're on the same page.
okay. Okay, so the only other last thing I have to say is that I encourage everybody to read the 50-page ordinance on the website. You really need to read it to understand it. So I really think everybody in town should be reading this. I support it. I don't want you to think I don't support it. I support it 100%, actually. I've asked Colleen many times, when is she going to get it done? So I was waiting for it. I just have issues with those 2 things. But I will say that nowhere in the ordinance, and I don't know if it goes here or not, it is, do you categorize or state what is a commercial account, what is a residential account? Don't know if you want to put that in, but you are determining some areas, commercials this, residential's that. I think you're distinguishing
No,
in some areas.
In section 4.1F, the schedule, everything is
Okay, defined.
definitive, yeah.
Okay,
From whether you're a motel, whether you're a restaurant, how many seats you have.
Right.
That's done,
well,
very definitive.
so for my rentals, I was just curious, because am I gonna be pumped out every year or every 5 years? I didn't know what category I would fall under for my rental. Do you know what I fall under?
It's
I'd have to look at the language, I'll check it out and let you know.
Okay, that's a question that I had
But-
personally.
And Cheryl, I do want to answer one thing, because I think it's really important when you're talking about the .7 on the float homes. That, definitely, that's something, and there's other things too, that 30 years ago, they were given this value, and things are much different now. The problem is, this is a process, and I said, the next step, we are scheduling things right now. We had a lot of problems because our systems were antiquated. Our systems did not speak to each other. We had nothing. We just developed a GPS system for the sewer system so that now we can track them to parcels. We never had that ability before. So we're looking at all of that. We have determined what we can from our records, from our GIS system, of the units that are not paying what they should be paying. The next step is to go and do audits. And when we do that, then we will be able to address rate increases. Because legally, we can't pick and choose. We can't go and say, oh, we're gonna do these and we're gonna raise all your rates. We have got to do it across the board. And at that time, we are going to address some of those older values that we think need to be
I see.
adjusted. But it has to be done, in concert. Okay.
Thank you.